Hello there, Goshen Lane 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students in Mr. Shrake's class. Today you're going to do some cooking with Mr. Shrake. Usually Mr. Drew does our cooking, but he is not able to cook with us today. So I am super excited. I love cooking in the classroom, and during our distance learning in the last spring and now this fall, I enjoy being able to cook with you guys still. I like bringing you guys quick ideas of things that we can cook while we're at home that only take a few ingredients. So what we're gonna start out with, of course, whenever we're cooking, I know Mr. Drew touches on this, but whenever we're cooking, we always need to start by washing our hands. This is food that we're gonna be eating, so we want it to be clean food. This is food that maybe you might make for someone else if you make them cookies or something like that. So you always wanna start out with washing your hands. So always grab some soap. Hopefully you can see me over there. Got some soap, rub it in, turn on some hot, medium water. We're gonna wash our hands, okay? It's a great way to start cooking. Whenever you cook for yourself or for anyone else, you should always wash your hands, okay? I'll grab a paper towel here. And now that our hands are clean, we can get started. So today, we're gonna make an easy recipe. I know some of you guys have made this before, but we're gonna make grilled cheese sandwiches, okay? So to go over what we're gonna use to make a grilled cheese, today, our appliance or the thing that we're gonna use is gonna be a griddle. Right here's Mr. Shrake's griddle. He has a griddle at home. You might not have a griddle at home, but if you don't, you can also use your oven as your appliance and just a pan, okay? You can always use a pan like this. So with that being said, now we need to go over our ingredients that we use, okay? We're gonna go over the ingredients that we use. So when we're cooking, we definitely need some butter. You can use butter that's kind of soft like this. This is a soft butter, or you can also use a butter stick, but I will say the butter stick's a little harder to use. So I like to use this soft butter that's in a container like this. So that's one ingredient. The second ingredient is gonna be just cheese slices. You can use Kraft, you can use Giant Eagles, Easy, Squares. That's what I'm gonna be using today, okay? And you only need about 2. You can put 1 or 2 slices on each sandwich that you make. All right, and the last thing that we need, and I gotta pull it out here, it's just bread. You can use any kind of bread. You can use white bread, wheat bread, you can use whole grain bread, any kind of bread. But those are the 3 ingredients that we need for this cooking lesson, okay? All right, so I'm gonna grab my plate here, and I'm just gonna grab a nice little butter knife. And I'm gonna need 2 pieces of bread, okay? 2 pieces of bread. And I'm gonna turn on my griddle or my stove of how I would be cooking it, just onto a medium temperature. It doesn't need to be super hot because I like to cook it so it's not too burnt. I like it when it's just nice and brown and golden. All right, so my bread is open. Got my butter knife right here. And I am gonna butter one side of each piece of bread. One side of each piece of bread. And it's always good to close your bread up so it stays nice and fresh. Okay? There's my bread. I will put the wrap on it when I'm all done cooking so it stays fresh. So I'm gonna take my butter. Like I said, you can use soft butter or a butter stick. The soft butter will work way, way better. And I'm just gonna grab a nice little amount, kind of like that, and I'm gonna butter one side of my bread, okay? I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Shrake has not had a grilled cheese in a while, so I'm pretty excited to eat this. So I'm buttering one side. You wanna evenly spread out your butter on your bread. So as you can see, that's one side. Make sure you can see with the glare. And I'm gonna go ahead and just sit that on the side for a second. Actually, I'm gonna throw it down so it can start cooking that side. And while it's doing that, you could also make the whole sandwich and put it down. But so that side already starts cooking, I'm just gonna put that side down. Right here, you can see it already. And I'm gonna open up my 2 pieces of cheese, and I'm gonna lay them right on top of the bread. We're making a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm so excited. There's 1 slice. And then we'll pop. You can use 1 slice of cheese, 2 slices of cheese, 3 slices of cheese if you're really cheesy. but Mr. Shrake has always used two. And you just lay them both on top of each other, easy peasy. And then we're gonna butter our other side of our other piece of bread. Just one side, we don't need to butter both. Too much butter could give you a bellyache. But this is such an easy recipe when we're cooking at home. Only takes 3 ingredients. I don't know a person who doesn't like a grilled cheese sandwich. And with that being said, I'm gonna put the butter side of this one up so that when I flip it, the butter side is down on the heat. Okay? So I can close up my butter. That's cooking already. Guys, one thing we do need to be careful of is flipping our sandwich. We need to make sure we're flipping. You can use a fork, but that's a little bit more dangerous, okay? Because this is a hot plate. I can feel the heat coming off of it. It is set to about 300 degrees, so that's really hot. You think about how hot like a summer day is, 95. This is 300 degrees, or our stove even gets hotter. So we need to make sure we're being careful when we're working with this. And it's always good to use a spatula when we're cooking a grilled cheese. So as you can see, my grilled cheese is here, right here. You always want to get way under it, and you're gonna flip it over. You can put a finger on this side and you can flip it over, and you might want to ask mom and dad to help with this. It's always okay to help. But one of the main things that come, there it goes, Mr. Shrake just flipped it. That side got a little golden brown. Perfect, that's what we want to see. Got a little butter on my finger. We'll get that off. But guys, one thing that we need to always be careful of is that heat, okay? We can always ask mom and dad, say, hey, can you help me flip this? I got it all ready. I already put it in. Can you help me turn on the stove and do the heated part? One of the biggest benefits of doing grilled cheese is you practicing that buttering skills, okay? You don't want to mess up your bread and put holes in it. You don't want to go too quick and make a mess. You want to just slowly put on that butter. Mrs. Ellis would love seeing you guys practice slowly putting on butter with a butter knife on the bread. Okay, that's one of the main skills of this, and it's great practice opening up that cheese. And you can use that kind of cheese for a lot of things. You can use it for cheeseburgers. You can use it for, you might put some of those in your mac and cheese. All different things, okay? So with that being said, our grilled cheese is still cooking. The cheese is melting, still hot. You can always turn up the heat just a little bit. And we're in action right here. We'll give it about, I'll say, 30 seconds more. 30 seconds more as it's cooking. That heat's on. We can check the side. You don't want it to be, you don't want it to burn. And you don't want it to be not done. You want that cheese to melt. I'm going to flip to the other side one more time. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You can see the steam coming off a little bit over there. And Mr. Shrake is going to be able to eat this grilled cheese for today for lunch. And then hopefully some of you guys either get to use this lesson this weekend or even today for dinner or lunch. All right, so I'm going to pull this off. I think we're all good now. Always be careful when you're taking it off. And as you can see right here, we have a nice toasted grilled cheese with 2 pieces of cheese. And we only needed 3 ingredients: bread, butter, and cheese. And it is a very, very cheap recipe to make. Right? We'd say cheese might cost like $3, bread costs like $1, and butter might cost like $2. So you're making this sandwich right here, and lots of them, because Mr. Shrake only made one. He only needs one sandwich. But you can make all these sandwiches for your family or friends for less than $10, right? So if I walked into a store with a $10 bill, I could buy all of these things. I could say, here you go, cash register lady or man, I got $10. I know I can get my grilled cheese things. Okay, I can get all the ingredients for grilled cheese. And what if I walked in with a $5 bill? If I walked in with a $5 bill, I might be pushing it. I might not have enough money to buy grilled cheese or buy grilled cheese ingredients. So I want you guys to watch this. Think about kitchen safety. Oh, Mr. Shrake needs to turn off the heat, right? Turn off the heat so that heat's not still on. Always a good idea to unplug so that will cool down. And I don't want to clean that until after I enjoy my sandwich. and I let it cool down. Okay? I hope you guys enjoyed watching Mr. Shrake cook here in his own house. Hopefully you guys get to enjoy a grilled cheese this weekend or today here on Friday. All right, I'm going to go eat my sandwich. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.